Sometimes the ones we love the most are the ones who end up hurting us in ways we never imagined. This is the story of Jessica, a young woman from California, and the dolphin she raised like her own child, a bond built on love, trust, and care that would one day end in unthinkable tragedy. It all began 10 years ago. Jessica was only 20 when she first rescued the little dolphin. The tiny creature had been found struggling in shallow waters, separated from its family, too weak to survive on its own. When Jessica saw her, she couldn't walk away. She brought the dolphin home to a marine rehabilitation center where she worked. From the very first day, Jessica devoted her heart and soul to caring for her. She fed her, stayed up through the nights to watch over her, and treated her as if she were her own child. Slowly, the dolphin grew stronger. Day by day, her playful nature returned. Jessica named her Luna, a name she said captured the dolphin's soft, gentle spirit. And Luna loved Jessica in return. It was magical to watch them together. Jessica would stroke her sleek, smooth skin, whispering softly while Luna clicked and whistled in response. Over the years, they developed an unspoken language, a silent understanding no one else could explain. Jessica spent hours in the water teaching Luna tricks, flips, dives, spins, synchronized jumps, until eventually Luna was fully trained. Soon, the marine park where Jessica worked decided to create a special show, starring Jessica and Luna together. The first time they performed, the crowd was mesmerized. Children screamed in excitement, cameras flashed, and people cheered louder than ever before. The sight of a young woman and her dolphin dancing gracefully underwater felt like magic. Jessica would dive into the pool, and Luna would meet her mid-water, circling around her before propelling her upward in a breathtaking synchronized leap. The audience couldn't believe what they were seeing. A human and a wild creature moving as one. Jessica loved those moments. To her, it wasn't about applause or fame. It was about the connection, the trust she had built with Luna over 10 long years. But what Jessica didn't know was that beneath this perfect bond, nature was waiting to remind her of a harsh truth. No matter how much we love them, wild animals are never truly ours to control. It was a bright afternoon. The stadium was packed with families, laughter, and energy. It was supposed to be another flawless show, the kind Jessica had done hundreds of times before. The crowd cheered as she walked out in her blue wetsuit, waving to the audience. Luna swam in circles below the surface, waiting for her signal. Announcer's voice boomed through the speakers. "And now, the moment you've all been waiting for! Jessica and Luna, the unstoppable duo!" Jessica smiled, her heart racing with excitement. She took her position on the platform, raised her hand, and dove into the pool with perfect grace. Luna responded immediately, gliding toward her, ready for their signature underwater stunt. A spin, a flip, and then a synchronized rise back to the surface. But this time, something went wrong. Jessica disappeared beneath the water, and seconds passed. But she didn't come back up. At first, the audience thought it was part of the act. People clapped and cheered, waiting for the big reveal. But when the seconds stretched into a minute, murmurs began to ripple through the crowd. Trainers standing at the edge of the pool exchanged nervous glances. Something wasn't right. And then, someone screamed. A thin red cloud began spreading through the water. The crowd gasped, and panic erupted. Children cried. Parents covered their eyes. Trainers shouted commands, rushing to the edge, trying desperately to call Luna back. What no one wanted to believe was happening. Jessica's beloved Luna, the dolphin she had raised since she was a baby, had attacked her. Some witnesses claimed they saw Luna pull Jessica deeper, refusing to let her surface. Others said they heard strange, frantic sounds from beneath the water, almost as if Luna was confused, panicking, and lashing out without understanding her own strength. Rescue divers rushed in, fighting to reach Jessica. The water churned violently as they tried to separate her from the powerful animal. Seconds felt like hours. Finally, they managed to pull Jessica's body to the surface. She was rushed out of the pool, trainers screaming her name, medics working, frantically to save her. But it was too late. Jessica didn't make it. The crowd fell silent. Some people collapsed in shock. Others cried openly, clinging to their loved ones, unable to believe what they had just witnessed. For 10 years, Jessica and Luna had been inseparable, and in just a few moments, everything was gone. The news spread like wildfire. Within hours, headlines around the world told the heartbreaking story. Dolphin attacks trainer. Jessica Radcliffe dies in tragic accident. Social media exploded with videos, theories, and endless debates. Some blamed the Dolphin, calling her dangerous. Others defended Luna, arguing it wasn't her fault, that humans had pushed her beyond her natural limits. Marine experts were called in to study Luna's behavior, and what they discovered was chilling. Dolphins may seem gentle, playful, and harmless, but they are wild predators. In the ocean, they hunt, fight, and survive. They are intelligent and emotional, but their instincts remain powerful, unpredictable, and sometimes violent. In captivity, those instincts can become even more unstable. Dolphins are used to traveling dozens of miles every day in the wild, living in complex social groups. When confined to tanks, forced into routines, and made to perform under constant pressure, their behavior can change in unexpected ways. Jessica believed that her love, care, and trust would keep her safe. And for years, it did. But in one tragic moment, instinct took over, and Luna, the dolphin she raised like her own child, became the cause of her death. Her story became a painful reminder for the entire world. No matter how close we feel to wild animals, they are not ours to tame. Jessica's family mourned deeply. Her friends described her as fearless, compassionate, and endlessly devoted to the creatures she loved. At her memorial, her parents shared a message that moved everyone to tears. Jessica didn't die because she made a mistake. She died doing what she loved. But let her story remind us that nature must be respected, not controlled. As for Luna, her future was uncertain. Some argued she should be returned to the wild, where she could live freely again. Others insisted she had been in captivity for too long to survive without human care. But the truth remained. This tragedy wasn't Luna's fault, and it wasn't entirely Jessica's either. It was the price we pay when we try to control what was never meant to be controlled. In the end, Jessica's story left the world with a powerful lesson. Love is beautiful. Trust is powerful, but nature is stronger than both.